try to save as many people as we can. Sometimes that doesn't mean everybody. But you don't give up.
New York, Washington, D.C., Sokovia.
Okay, that's enough.
Captain, people are afraid.
Put in check.
Whatever form that takes, I'm game.
I'm sorry, Tony. If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it. Sometimes I wish I could.
Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth.
I know we're not perfect. But the safest...
Oh. Don't tell me the trailer pause. Oh, God. Hold on. Sorry about this. Oh my God, this damn technology.
Civil War.
Here. Anyway, now let's just skip the trailer. I'm annoyed right
We
now.
just do it ourselves. In a world
Yeah, exactly. In
where
the world,
superheroes must choose sides.
two sides. Yes, Team Iron Man and Captain America fighting for the first time in your cinemas in 2016. Hello, everyone. This is Andreas Pococho, guys. Sorry for the crazy technical difficulties tonight, but hey, it's Sunday, the end of the May, which is crazy, folks. We're going to be entering June, May, tomorrow. Actually, the first day of May, Monday. Sorry. Oh God, cannot talk today. It's crazy. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining us tonight for this awesome Captain America Civil War live stream review with wonderful guests here. So first off, let me introduce to, of course, Bird and Talvin from the room upstairs pod. How you doing, guys? Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you.
We're pretty good.
Yes, thank you for taking your time to join us. And plus, of course, we got of course Jeff as True Knowledge, the co-host of the MC Bleeding Edge, where I work. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm doing all right.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So just want to make sure you're good because this is going to be a crazy show. Maybe we'll be friends still if we don't join the right side. We'll see. But anyway, so
I don't think it's that big of a deal at this point in 2026, man.
maybe not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, are we first off? Are we Team Iron Man or Captain America? Kind of
I
curious.
mean,
Iron Man's way cooler.
I'm not-
It's just a cooler team. of
I'm not really.
characters.
I'm not really on anybody's team.
Okay, so you're just the
More of a Thor guy.
Thor guy, maybe. No, he's I think he's more like the lone wolf.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Sorry.
that's okay. The lone wolf. Like he doesn't take size. He's kind of like our Black Widow for this show. Just just takes
Our
one
Black
stand.
Widow. I like that.
Yeah, and just hey, I'm in this side, but technically I'm not either anyway. So that makes sense. Yeah, I kind of agree. What your son said before. I'm a Team Iron Man as well. Cooler people. I mean, come on. The two MCU debuts of Spider-Man and Black Panther were in Iron Man team, not Captain America. So that means
Yeah, but we're not talking about who's the cooler characters.
A little bit, we are.
I mean,
I mean-
guess kind of, but
I mean,
we're talking about the chords here. The Sokovia
chords.
chords.
yeah, I know that, but you need like a badass team that have style and like have abilities that could work. I mean, look, you got a really trained, super enhanced Black Panther. You got a super enhanced Bug person. You got a super enhanced android with a Infinity Stone, and then you got two trained, one trained assassin, and then one trained armed soldier with a mechanized armor, just like Tony Stark. So, to be fair, Captain has his heavy hitters. I mean, Ant-Man and Scarlet Witch are, powerful, and he has other. I mean, Winter Soldier is enhanced as well. So,
Yeah.
So
And Iron Man was
well-
crying that he didn't have a big giant surprise on his team.
yeah, that's true. Though it's kind of funny. Though the surprise was having Spider-Man in this movie. That's the big surprise.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah. So just a rundown of this production thing. We got so Captain America: Civil War came out actually early in May 6, 2016. It's the first of the Phase 3 films. So this is the 13th in the Marvel Cinematic Universe back back in 2016, which is crazy. And the next MCU film of this year is Doctor Strange. That's the 14th film that comes out in November. Just gonna give context with that. And crossed $1 billion. Is the highest grossing film for 2016. Directed by again the Russo brothers, who did Winter Soldier, and of course written by the Christopher McFeely, and some of the two writers that did the first two Captain America films are back again, and of course soon we'll be back again for Infinity War and Endgame, and one of the writers are coming back for Doomsday and Secret Wars as well. So your opinion on Captain America, your opinion on the movie. It's your favorite MCU film, top tier ranking. Well, what's your thoughts on this movie, Civil War?
Who's going first?
Start with your son. Let's go there.
Okay.
Well, Civil War. So I have very fond memories. I'm actually super excited that you played at least the first half of that trailer there. I remember watching that when it came out, and just it was like that movie and the Amazing Spider-Man movies before that, which I know not well received, but at the time I was very small and I really liked Spider-Man. So both of these movies coming out so close together were very big deals to me at the time. And I remember the day going to watch this movie in a very small theater, and it was very cool. We actually did a whole bunch of rewatches of all the other movies leading up to it that year. Do you remember that?
The Marvel Nights?
Yeah.
I remember doing them. I don't remember what movies we did them for, but I remember.
Yeah, we had like a big projector that we projected all the movies onto.
Yeah,
onto the wall.
outside wall, and we invited friends over.
Yeah. So that was so there's a lot of immediate nostalgia for this movie. But then the movie itself, and getting to rewatch it now, still holds up. I think it's one of the better MCU movies. I think it's the best Captain America movie. I just think it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I hadn't seen it since probably close to when it came out. So it was a kind of a renewing of that movie, and for me it holds up also. It's still a well-written movie, well produced. It's a long movie, but there's a lot in it that makes it worth being that length. So it's when the Russo brothers were at their peak making these movies. The writers were at the peak writing the stories for these movies. So it all worked really well. I like the movie. My favorite is still Winter Soldier. But this one's a good one.
No, I kind of get it. Why? I mean, Winter Soldier is a more tightly written Captain American film, and it's solely focused on Captain America and his world. Where Civil War, we'll get into it later in the review, that it's a half Captain America movie and a half Avengers film. Right. And we'll discuss if either or not that's I mean, I don't have a problem with that, because I think the writers do a good job of balancing things to pay off from the Captain America films, and also becoming being a very important MCU film moving forward in Phase 3. I think that's the crucial thing to think about, with this film. Going to you, Jeff, it's your turn. Your thoughts on Captain America: Civil War? Go ahead.
Well, I don't think anybody's favorite is Captain America: Civil War. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good Marvel movie. It's definitely a solid rewatch. without question. There's some really really high quality action scenes in this film, and I mean, the fact that it has, as you said, the Avengers sort of angle to it. It's a nice, vibe, for the movie, right? And it's cool, it's I enjoy it as a Captain America film. Even though it has that sort of influence over it, it's not like the same thing as like Winter Soldier, in terms of like what kind of movie it is. It's not a standalone Cap film, but yeah, it's really good. I enjoyed watching it, and Robert Downey Jr. is great in it, and there's lots of great actors and characters that in this movie that are great. Black Widow's great in this movie. Black Panther, is awesome. Spider-Man, right? And it's Spider-Man's introduction into the MCU too. So that was a really, poignant thing back in the day when that happened, right? So I mean, there's a lot of history there, I mean, Zemo as a villain, I mean, okay, I guess. He was better in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Honestly, Zemo was.
A little more fleshed out in that show.
Yeah, I liked it better. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a Cap film, it's a good movie. It's 2.5 hours long, it's a long movie. It's an expensive film that made a lot of money, it's like, this came out like during peak Marvel,
Yes.
So, definitely a good rewatch, glad that we're talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, and also, because we're getting Doomsday, I don't know how important this is, but like, there could be things from the Chris Evans that maybe will come back with Doomsday. Well, particularly Endgame, with the ending that we got for him to Doomsday, that's something that people have been speculating, but we're not there yet. We'll get to that later. Yeah, I kind of agree with you guys. Pretty much, I like this. This is definitely my personal favorite of the Captain America trilogy. I mean, Captain America trilogy is the best trilogy I think the MCU has produced. I mean, this or the Guardians are like top tier MCU trilogies. Yeah, in terms of my answer ranking, I preferred this over Winter Soldier, mainly because the stakes from this movie stay in phase 3 and like got paid off better than
Right.
phase 2. I like the Hydra twist, but I kind of wish we did more with the Hydra fractions. I personally think that Nick Fury should have died in Winter Soldier, and after since he's just it's completely useless, and we're not. I don't want to go into the deep hole that is secret invasion, which is a nightmare that I don't want to really leave. There's certain things about that, like in that phase 2 that didn't age well, where this movie aged well because it did a good job of paying off themes from Age of Ultron, and then helping us get into Infinity War and Endgame. So that's the big thing that I like about this movie is that it aged better than Winter Soldier, I have to say. But Winter Soldier is a top tier SCU film, and
Yeah, I think we're
you
gonna
know,
have a civil war just within which movie we
we,
prefer.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thankfully, I don't have a conscience with Captain America. Fortunately, I'm a DC guy, and unfortunately, I'm Team Iron Man. So you can fight whatever you want. You could just leave
Not
me
gonna
out
change
of.
your mind, huh?
Yeah, I'm not gonna change my mind. I love Civil War, but I like Winter Soldier as well. I've had fun memories with Winter Soldier, but it, as it's also preference. Like if you like Winter Soldier because it's a solo, self-contained film, that's great. It's still like a really great film.
Right.
Civil War is a really great film because it's like important in the MCU.
Right.
That's
And that's what I was gonna bring up is that's why I prefer Winter Soldier because it is more standalone.
yeah.
But Civil War works so well with the overall story that I mean it's a good movie too. But as just like, hey, you want to watch one movie that has nothing to do with nothing else, it's a good movie. I go Winter Soldier.
Yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, you could check out me and Jeff reviewing it with the Soldier is really fantastic. I mean, it's still aged well. I mean, like the stuff from the MCU connection doesn't age well, but the film itself doesn't like
Right.
it age so well after what 12 years from now, whatever it's been since 2014. Um, yeah, and I do agree with Jeff about Simul. We'll get into that one. It's like it's kind of like the Batman v Superman situation. It's like you need the villain to like move forward the plot, and we'll get into it. There's a lot of convenience in this movie. I mean, it works better than Batman v Superman was trying to do with Lex. I
Mhm.
think Superman was a way effective villain that tried to move the pieces together to get Civil War happen with Iron Man and Captain America. And we'll get into that. There's a lot of things that's necessary to make the plot work. Um, but I agree with one of you guys brought up before. Like he was way better in Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier show because I thought that his relationship with Sam, but also with Bucky, were really cool, and we got him to be wearing his purple mask for the comic books. That was cool, and we did more with his character there. But I do like stuff what we do with him in this movie, and that gets payoff in the show. So let's get into the recap. And speaking of the opening, we don't open with the traditional Marvel Studios affair that we usually get. We just like uh, one of the weird things with this movies is like we just open right away the movie. We go into 1991. Boys, we're back in the 90s. Man, did not expect that. We see the super soldier, Brainwash, James Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, is dispatched from a Hydra base in Sabria, or what, Sabria, or some Russian country or something like that. I'm sorry, our Russian viewers. Um, to say a auto, like a car carrying a case of super soldier serum. Just remember this flashback because we call it back every time, just like the Martha thing in Batman v Superman. So let's remember that. We cut back. So after this, we get the usual Marvel Studios fare. In the present day, we beat up with the new Avengers that we get from Age of Ultron. So we see again Steve Rogers, Natasha, Sam, Wanda, stopping Crossbones, the sort of lingering plot line that we got from Winter Soldier that could have been potential main villain for one of these Captain America films. So he's back, stealing like a biological weapon from a lab in Lagos, and Crossbones blow himself up, attempting to kill Rogers. Before he did that, he mocks Rogers with Bucky. How he's like, Bucky, Steve, and before he triggers the bomb, thankfully, Scarlet Witch is there that like diverts the explosion, but accidentally destroying a nearby building, killing several victims, particularly Wakanda humanity workers in the process. So let me stop there. Let me start with you, Jeff. Any thoughts about this opening? What you like about it? What you don't like about it? Go ahead.
yeah, it's probably one of the best sections of the movie. You know, I mean, this is the only real time I think that we actually get to see this version of the Avengers in action. Before Infinity War and Endgame. That it's great seeing this version of the squad. On a mission is awesome. I mean, aside the bombing, they're great, together. They're very effective, right? I love Sam is great in this. He's so handy, capable, and he has all this great tech, he's got Red Wing, and he's great. Natasha with her hand-to-hand combat, beating dudes up left and right, good for her, man. She's always doing that, and she's good. Cap's great, as usual. I mean, the stuff he does with his shield is just, what can you say about it? You know what I mean? Like it's, he's awesome. I mean, this is, he has so many great action scenes in this movie, but this is a great one, and it's a great way to start the movie off too, really. I mean, it's very unfortunate, the bombing and everything, I mean, it's kind of crazy that small handheld explosion turned into that massive, like bombing, but I did, I guess, right? Hey, Scarlet Witch was trying to, do her best, right? I mean, collateral damage happens sometimes, I guess, right? I mean, that poison or whatever that the bad guys were trying to get was really bad shit, I bet. It was like some shit you don't want around, or like people having, you know what I'm saying? That's why it was all locked up. Yeah, it's a great section of the movie. Everybody kind of, gets a turn, sort of, you know what I'm saying? The only person who's not there is Vision, I mean, that's pretty much it, but yeah, like I said, Sam's great in it. I love his hand-to-hand combat stuff, I love him. I love his gliders, he's great. And, it's crazy, man, seeing, seeing Elizabeth Olsen so young,
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, thank you, Jeff. Yeah, it's been like 10 years. Well, it's more like 12 years she's been playing this character, starting with the soldier with the post-credit scene. But yeah, I mean, looking back at it, I mean, they did a good job of propelling the Scarlet Witch and the Vision relationship pretty well in Phase 3, and then going into WandaVision. Yeah, and I like your I like the opening because it feels like a superhero opening, like a James Bond opening. Just seeing our heroes, diffuse like a villain plot, that doesn't connect to the main plot, but like it kind of does later on. So I really appreciate that because rarely we do that with superhero movies now. Like that's why I like the opening with the Batman to see him, stop a crime before like a major, crime case, or a lot of the James Bond movies does this where you get the whole sequence before like the main plot moves forward. So I really appreciate this opening, and I agree. yeah, it's so cool to see like the Age of Ultron post New Avengers team, and it's so disappointing we never have really spent time with that version of the team before Infinity War and Endgame, because we don't see this kind of team at all at like afterwards, this movie. So going up to you, Room Upstairs, starting with you, Bird. Your thoughts on this opening sequence? Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. This was a strong opening too, with the Bucky scene. It set the almost the Winter Soldier type of spy thriller kind of feel, and then it moves into when the whole Crossbones section, and it kind of flips that thriller into like, okay, we're superheroes again, and this is the actual movie. So I thought it was a good opening that way. It really like captured you with Bucky, like, oh, what's going on? What are we watching? And then they're like, okay, this is what you're watching, and it's fun, it's cool, like a lot of action, a lot of good moves, like you said, Jeff. Sam was great with all his tech, like he knew exactly how to use all his weaponry, which I thought was really cool. Rewatching it, I didn't remember how quick he was to use everything that he had. Like he knew exactly what buttons to push and what motions to make to do whatever he wanted to do. I mean, he was smooth with it. So very cool scene. I didn't understand. I remember the first time I watched it, I didn't understand how that building blew up. And then watching it again, I still don't understand how that thing blew up. When she had that, I guess she let the force field go and the explosion just happened to push into the building. Is that what happened?
Yeah, like remember she created like a force field with the bomb like still like intact. Well, it was burning up Crossbones if you pay attention to that sequence.
Yeah.
So like he was burning up
because
very
he's
quick.
trapped inside the force field with it.
Yeah, and then because Scarlet Witch hasn't yet control her abilities. As we
she hadn't
see
mastered
later.
it yet.
Yeah, when she released it, it was a little hard for her to like took it up, for it to be safe. Unfortunately, she couldn't hold it enough, and that like bam, like the impact was like already out when she released it. So that's what happened.
And it just happened to blow up into the building is all that it was.
Yeah, exactly.
So the only thing with that part was like, I wish that they would have had more of like, she really didn't do it on purpose. Like I felt like they just swept that part under for the sake of the movie. But I wish that they were just like, hey, she didn't do it. It was an accident. Because to me, it was a little confusing. So I needed that in my head. Like, was it an accident or what happened here? So I wish they would have done that just to clear it up for me. But yeah, great opening scene.
Awesome.
Good way to start the movie.
Tom, you're next. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, just more agreement. Yeah, it's a strong opening. I think having the Bucky scene at the start and then just not explaining any of it is really cool because like it all happens and you're constantly asking, okay, what's this for? And they just don't say anything. And so there's still like you can enjoy this big superhero action scene, but still in the back of your head, you're like, but what was that beginning part about? And that continues throughout the entire movie until, we find out what that was all about.
Yeah.
But I really like that, like immediately planting this sort of doubt because there's so much doubt in like that's a big thing in the movie as a whole. So that's really cool to me. And then I never thought about how this is the only time that these new Avengers show up as like and work as a unit, but that's real funny now that I am looking back on that. Like there isn't a functional Avengers team in Infinity War. It's just kind of all these fragmented heroes around. So yeah, it is really cool knowing like this feels very it feels
like
very comic booky. Yeah, like this is what Avengers 3 might have been if this movie never happened. Or like it feels like a one-off comic issue of like, all right, Avengers going on a mission, Captain America's leading the team. Because especially these are all like very 80s, 90s members that are on the team, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I will say this opening does have all of the things that I don't like about the movie. Like I think Sam Wilson as far as like action sequences go. I do like him a lot. I feel like he doesn't get a whole lot to do as a character other than just kind of make jokes sometimes, which sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't. It just really depends on the moment and the delivery and things. I'm just not a huge fan of Russo brothers action scenes, and that's more of a personal preference thing.
Yeah.
I like when they go full superhero with it, like thinking it happens some in this sequence, especially with like Captain America using the shield or like getting thrown up by Wanda into the building. Like that stuff is really cool to me. And then like Infinity War, watching Thor go ham on people or Doctor Strange go crazy with the spells. Like I like when they do super big superhero stuff like that. But just hand-to-hand action scenes are not my favorite from the Russos. So this scene is like, oh, it's fine. Like it's not a bad scene whatsoever. It's way more of a personal taste. Like I don't.
No.
Yeah.
No,
It feels very cutty.
Cuddy. No, I love that you brought that up because I had that same issue. I think they do a better job with the superpower scenes. Like I agree. I love the Doctor Strange
Yeah.
versus Thanos scene in Infinity War. That's my favorite part of the superhero genre ever. Yeah, I like this. I mean, they do a better job with Captain America with his shield than what Joss Whedon does in like the first two Avengers movies.
Yeah.
And you know
definitely.
like his first movie, is his first movie, and like what they did with that shield there was, was good. It was, like it was the first time they were able to do that for real,
Mhm.
in a big budget. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the action is not like it's crazy. This in Winter Soldier were between the John Wick films, like the Winter Soldier came out the same year as the first film. And I just think they're just still in that mindset with the Jason Bourne films with the cutting and all that. I don't like it either. I kind of agree. It's better in with the soldier because they're not dealing with other superhero hands, and with this, it's like a bridge between what they're gonna do with Infinity War
Yeah.
Endgame. So I'm 100% percent agree on that part. Um, but I mean, we'll get to the airport sequence. So at least they nailed that, and whatnot. All right, let's and yeah, and you brought up something you brought up that we'll discuss later on. The character developments. I mean, I did this later on this weekend. This week in June, I gotta release my Captain America review with the big pod with the other movie reviews. I did mention up there's some characters unfortunately doesn't get the character development like our big two, Tony and Steve, and unfortunately they were gonna get less development. I pointed out like Hawkeye and Ant-Man particularly don't really have character developments here, because it's like we don't spend enough time like with them like certain characters, like surprised we watching this. Scarlet Witch got more to do here, and like the way we presented her, especially in Infinity War. Like Infinity War, she gets like she envisioned her like the big storyline of the Captain America fraction, because the Mind Stone is the thing that Thanos wants,
Yeah.
and so stuff like that. So I just I like to brought up the character development. I like the humor is hit and miss, especially with this movie because they're trying to be so serious, and
Yeah.
you can see like they're trying to try to be the MCU film we know with the humor and all that, and then trying to be this like deep, serious, thoughtful, movie about the freedom versus right scenario and the collateral damage, all that, which BVS covered that as well, but not successfully. By the way, I'm gonna bring that movie up too because that came out the same
You
year,
just have
and
to.
have to, and that's another one that did the superhero versus superhero thing. So and me and Jeff did that as well live stream a couple months ago. But yeah, that's always a big thing with Marvel Studios. It's like they're good at balancing tone sometimes, but then you get this movie where it's jam packed. It's really hard to balance like the
Yeah.
tone, and especially with different characters and different characters from franchise. I mean, like you're bringing Ant-Man, where his humor is very particular, and I was
Yeah.
surprised he did like his humor's like still like I like his humor when we get to him because it's still so funny. I love him in this movie. But no, I get where you're coming from with the humor stuff. That's always something that people complain about with the MCU. Um, but yeah, so speaking of, Tony Stark. So, before we meet up with the new Avengers, we see again Tony Stark. Um, you know, uh, in the where was that? Like the MIT like presentation, whatever, where he's like giving them like like grant funds for their projects, and then we get this reveal like something happened to him and Pepper, which will get revealed that they're taking a time off or something like that. Um, because of the recent events of Age of Ultron and after Iron Man 3 and stuff like that. And he meets up a lady. Now, I was wondering, do you recognize the lady he meets up in the elevator of the campus? Because she is actually the main villain, the sister, right, of Cottonmouth in Luke Cage. That's the main villain for the first 2 seasons.
Okay, I thought you were talking about it like later in the Marvel movies.
Oh no, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
but
no,
I don't remember her.
no. She, that was a big deal. It was like she was like because I think Luke Cage came after this movie, or before this movie. I don't know when season 1 came out of this year, but she was in that show. She plays a big role in that first 2 seasons. As I think the sister of Countermouth or something like that. Been a while I've seen that show, so she's here, and it's the same similar scene. Speaking of something I forgot to mention, this movie is loosely adapting the Civil War comic book, a big thing back in 2006 to 2007, where after a big catastrophe event happened that caused the government to build a similar restoration act like the Mutant Restoration Act for the X-Men. Here it was the Superhuman Restoration Act that divided the superhero community, so that led Iron Man be leaning for the registered heroes, and then you got Cap helping and have his like non-registered heroes. It was a big deal. It affected a lot of the comic books. It led to segregation and all that in the mid 2000s comics era. And so this is loosely adapted. Couple scenes like actually lifted the movie, which I will point it out. This one particularly is from the comic book. This is directly from the comic book, where this victim goes up to Tony about like what you did here, like what your heroes did, to my kid and everyone's like loved ones, that forces Tony to go to the Restoration Act, and that's what happened here. Setting up that stage that he will go along with the act of the Sokovia Accords in Civil War in this movie. And then after that scene, we go back to the new Avengers campus that we got set up in Age of Ultron, and saw briefly in Ant-Man in the end of phase 2. And Steve assures Wanda that that was not her fault, it was his fault. And she'd not be worried. He will protect her. And then there's a funny scene where Vision just walks like face through the wall instead of going to the door, as Wanda spoke to her, which was funny. By the way, I love Vision. He is amazing in this movie. I love his scenes. And it mentions that Stark is here, but with a new a guest, which is the U.S. Secretary of State. Surprisingly, Thunderbolt Ross. We get back the late great William Hurt. Rest in peace. This is the first time we get back Thunderbolt Ross in the MCU. Everyone, what's the big deal? This, well, guess what? The Incredible Hulk was never canonicized in the MCU. It was like the black sheep of the MCU. Like, don't talk about it. Like you got 2 different actors. It's like Mark Ruffalo is not Edward Norton, or kind of, but not really. Was still debatable to this day, since Captain America Brave New World, but whatever. So when this movie came out, I was surprised we got Thunderbolt Ross back. Really cool. Great way to bring this character back, be the figurehead for this like Sokovia Accords and be the government official to do this. So he's back here, and you get like just like the Hulk, like he doesn't trust the enhanced individuals, and here it's like tells the Avengers that the United States, the UN, is preparing to pass the Sokovia Accords, which established the UN panel to oversee and control the team. Instead of being a private organization, as they Ross stated before. And here we see like one of the great things about the MCU is the MCU connections, and it was cool to see like all the previous movies, the battles they have, and how how it affected the world, and like it wasn't like fancy. And this is something that the MCU addresses because of unfortunately Man of Steel, because I'm not gonna get into it, but like people were complaining so much about the Man of Steel collateral damage to that third act, and MCU effectively addressed that. Age of Ultron addressed that a little bit. Like Josh Whedon did not like. I don't think he liked Man of Steel, and so he kind of addressed that a little bit in Age of Ultron. This movie, just like what Batman and Superman was supposed to do, was like actually talk about the the cutout damage that Superman did. Here, this movie did a better job of like showing the battles the Avengers did and how they affected people, and like now it's biting them now at this moment with what happened with Logos. So you saw the footage of the battle in New York. Small detail, of course, Nat and Bruce, got together in Ultron. So it was a funny look. Rhodey looking at Natasha and was like, Ross did that intentionally to show her the Hulk and just pissing on her off, because everyone knows Ross is the main villain for the Hulk a lot of times in his comics, and so that was cool to like start that off. And then we saw, of course, the Washington battle of with the soldier with the Transgigan headquarters of Shield, and saw how Sam was kind of like affected by it. And then of course the Sokovia battle in Age of Ultron that gets back to it, and then of course the opening gets affected into this, and really great scene. I thought the actors did a really good job here. And then after that, you see the Avengers divided, and see how each one kind of like take a stand. Rhodey supports the courts, Tony supports the courts, like he supports the oversight because of his role of a lot of things like the Ultron creation, and of course the Sokovia devastation because of now with the lady coming up to him about her son who was trying to do what was it like a health thing, or I don't know, I forgot now, like it was like a health center that he was trying to build over Sokovia. And while like you see like Wanda is kind of not yet made the decision, you got Vision like doing that kind of like explanation of like ever since Iron Man exposed his identity, everything has kind of exhalate, kind of like the Dark Knight, where like Gordon tells Batman, "What about exhalation?" And that's what Vision kind of is talking about in this scene, where he talks about how Iron Man, his reveal like exhalate the more of the danger in the world because of the superheroes became a thing. Really good stuff here. And but then you see Rogers, who is really against the course here. Like he has more faith in his own judgment that the politicians will do. And while this happened, he gets the confirmation that Peggy passed away. Conveniently during this time she dies, and then all of a sudden Pepper is break up with Tony. Like oh, nothing is not going well for our two heroes, unfortunately. Very sad time with our heroes. And then just wrapping up here, we meet our villain Simo, where he tracks down and kills Barnes' old Hydra handler. Stealing the book that contained the trigger words that activates Barnes' brainwashing that we see in the opening of this movie. So let me stop there. Let me go to you, Room Upstairs Pod. Starting with you, Tol. What you thought about this sequence of the film?
I think this is a real. It's a really good testament to just like I think the strengths that the writers and directors have here, because it's something they do really well in Infinity War and Endgame too, is in a very small amount of time, they can give you all the information you need about every character. Like, I really love the scene where you have all of the Avengers right after they've met with Ross, and they're all talking about like their different opinions on why they should sign, why they shouldn't sign, and how it very naturally goes through every character, and it makes sense based on their personalities and everything they've gone through why all of them are saying exactly what they're saying. And like, you can kind of step away from the movie and go, oh, I know they're on this team because we need to have 6 people over here, we need to have 6 people over here so that the fight is even. But it makes perfect sense in the story, and it's done so well. Like, it just, I really love it so much. And then, because what's right after that? Like you were mentioning Peggy's death, which I always forget is in this movie. I always think she dies in Winter Soldier, and then she shows up in that movie. Like, oh wow, I forgot about this.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, that's also an interesting, like, kind of taking her death and Tony and Pepper separating, or like they're almost metaphors for how both of those both Tony and Steve take the separation of the Avengers too. Like, to Steve, this is a natural thing that's happening because of everything that's happened so far, and he just has to accept it and keep going and go, okay, the Avengers are divided now. There's nothing I can do about it other than my best now. And then there's Tony, who it is a very active decision on his part to divide the Avengers. Even if he doesn't necessarily want to, he still thinks it's the best option. And that's like a more cool, like, I think there's really good writers who know how to do this really well. And so they're setting up how these characters work immediately based on their relationships with like their love interests. And then going into Zemo, who I just really like. I like that he's just a guy. Like, he's just a really devoted guy. And I think he mentions that either in this scene or one of the next ones. He mentions, like, what's exactly what he says? It's like, you can do anything if you have time and devotion. Or
Devotion,
like
yeah.
Yeah. And I really like that. Like, that's a cool villain to me. Someone who has a very clear goal. Divide the Avengers. Get them to kill each other. No powers or anything. Like, I think that's just very cool and a new and interesting kind of villain. Compared to like your Red Skulls and your Ultrons, who are all these super powered crazy guys. Him just being a normal person, I think, is very, very cool. And makes him way scarier in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, he did put Hydra guy upside down and die.
You have to be fairly strong for that.
Yeah, so I mean, he
was a soldier.
Yeah, he's a soldier. Which, you if you miss it, it's like, oh yeah, he's a trained killer as well. So
right.
So you don't want to mess with that. So, but yeah. Anything else before I move to your dad here, Bert?
Nah.
Okay, Bert, you're next, sir.
Okay.
Your thoughts on this section?
Yeah, a lot of meat. There's a lot of meat in it, and that's what I like about these particular, or this section of the MCU phase, was that it was meaty. For everything that they were, that's why it worked so well for the final Endgame movies, right? Everything that was said was purposeful, and it was done with meaning. So I think you mentioned it earlier, how they brought some loose ends and kind of tied them up in this movie. And this is some of the this was even setting some groundwork for the further movies, like with Wanda and Vision having a thing, right? Like it had little hints here and there that, hey, maybe they're kind of into each other. Vision's definitely into her, but she's like, I'm not sure yet. The Hulk and Natasha thing is still weird, but they were kind of playing with the Steve Rogers Natasha thing, which just turned out to be more of a really close friendship between them. But that's in here also, right? Like how they're just saying these little things here and there. Even the paranoia that Iron Man has from Iron Man 3, when he's approached in the elevator by the girl, and she's digging in the purse. Like he right away grabs her and is like, whoa, 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 because he's just so on edge still. So like those little things that they bring over to this movie, I think are so well done. So they're either tying things up or they're setting more things up for the later events, which uh, we're missing a lot of that now. So yeah, a lot of meat here that I really enjoyed. Um, Man, I had totally forgot that Wakanda was in that explosion, and I was just thinking that they showed up just for the chords, just because I don't know how I missed it because it was so clear that, that that's why they were there. But the first time I did not even catch that. Um, yeah, I don't know how I missed it, but yeah, that whole setup is good too with Black Panther, his dad being there, and he they have this little moment where the dad's like, thank you for being here, even though you don't want to and you don't like this kind of stuff. You're here and you're supporting your dad, you're supporting your country, and he's like, yeah, I got to do it. Like he wasn't really happy about it, but he's like, yes, I'm here because I love my dad, I love my country. This is we got to do this. So like they set up this little thing even with them of their purpose, right? That we get to see later in the Black Panther movies of like how that works out. Um, so all that meat is all in this section, um, which was very entertaining. Um, that's all I'll say about that. I think.
Yeah. Jeff, your thoughts on this section of the course discussion and the intro of Symbol. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, these guys already said, quite a bit about it. I mean, it's, a good, healthy, sort of dialogue-y set of scenes, I mean, a nice little introduction of Zemo, and, I mean, like Tall being said, he comes off very very ominous, right from jump, which is great. And I mean, it's not surprising, kind of. I mean, who signs up for the Accords right off the bat and who doesn't? You know what I'm saying? It's if you follow the MCU, then you're not surprised really by the decisions that get made, and like you're not surprised that Vision supports the Accords. I mean,
Yeah.
so I mean, like Black Widow, like, I mean, I kind of would figure that she would support the Accords, so, I mean, a lot of it's not really all that surprising, love seeing Thunderbolt Ross back, again in the MCU. That's great. Besides that, I mean, don't really have much else to really offer.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic sequence. I want to, before we go back to the recap, I just want to kind of hear your guys' opinion on two new heroes they introduced in this film. Because I want to kind of get that out of the way for the recap, because I need to save some time here because I have a job now, so I want to keep this concise. Obviously we knew that Black Panther was going to debut in this movie. Obviously we haven't saw in the 2014 was it the Chinese theater where Kevin Feige revealed the whole Phase 3 lineup. Some movies did change their release date and all that, blah blah blah. There was that funny gag he did where it was supposed to be Captain America. Was a Serpent Society, whatever it was, and then it was revealed to be Civil War, and they got introduced to our Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, and then of course during this time, Tall, you brought up the Spider-Man, made Spider-Man thing. Obviously, Andrew Garfield was the current Spider-Man, but 2 didn't do particularly well in 2014, and Sony was in well, let's say they were dipshit during 2014. Like they were like, oh god, we're dead. We don't know what we're gonna do with Spider-Man, and so was infamously the Sony leak revealed that there were some discussions with Amy Pascal, the former Sony head, that later becomes a producer for the new Tom Holland films. She was talking to Kevin Feige, and obviously later in 2015, we got the confirmation that Spider-Man joined the MCU for the first time. Obviously, this is his debut as well, and he has popped up in his own trilogy and new movie coming out this year, and he was in Infinity War and Endgame. So I want to get you guys discussion, like your opinion on Black Panther and Spider-Man in these movies. Starting with you, Jeff, your thoughts on these two characters we got here.
I don't really have any. I mean, this happened like 12 years ago or whatever. This didn't just happen like the other day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I don't really, it's great. It's that it was exciting back then. When like the Black Panther, stuff came out, the stuff you're talking about was great, to experience and all that. And the Spider-Man stuff was great, like I said earlier, and now, but I mean, Andre's like, again, like, this didn't just happen. It's fun to like talk about older movies, but this movie happened 12 years ago. So like, I don't really have anything to say about, about the Black Panther, appearing and Spider-Man appearing. It's cool, it happened a really long time ago.
10 years, sir, not 12 years.
Oh, okay.
Since this movie, which is kind of crazy. I mean, they've been in so many movies, which is crazy that like they were part of the big Phase 3, and then, Spider-Man's in more Phase 4 and 6, which we'll, talk later on, whatnot with the new movie coming out. But thank you for your thoughts, sir. But going into your room upstairs, Pod, your thoughts on the debuts of Spider-Man and Black Panther. And you could bring up their other appearance in the MCU and the phases. Starting with you, Tal. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's really crazy going back to this movie now, because we were kind of mentioning the how interconnected it was to the other MCU movies before this, right? Like with Sokovia and the Washington, like all of these different disasters that it brings up. And then how it also sets so much up. Like this is such a like an important movie for the wider story. And that's like so much spins off of this one. It feels like so much is funneling into it, and then it expands twice as much as it like takes in. It's really interesting because of that. I remember when Spider-Man showed up at the end of the first or second trailer. Like that's a huge moment. I remember watching the movie for the first time, being like, oh yeah, Black Panther is my new favorite superhero. Like I was young and impressionable, and it's the cool new guy. You just gotta love him. And I think they're really well used in these movies. Like Spider-Man gets his introduction scene, and then he's in the airport, and the movie knows we do not have to mess with him anymore. That is enough. It's essentially a tease for him getting an entire movie. I guess he does have a post-credit scene. But a tease for him getting his own movie, which we all knew what was going to happen. And I do want to bring up the Sony leak real fast, because not entirely related, but I always think a funny addition to the story is when Kevin Feige pitched the idea to Amy Pascal of bringing Spider-Man into the MCU, she threw a sandwich at his face.
Yes.
And the meeting ended before they could decide anything. I just think that's funny. Anyway, like as you were mentioning, Black Panther getting his introduction, which all feeds directly into his movie, is exact same thing with Spider-Man. Like it feels like obviously Black Panther is way more important to this story than Spider-Man is, but a lot of the time it is still a tease. Like we don't get to see Wakanda really. We just get hints of the what's the guard? The Dora Milaje.
The Milaje,
yeah. Like we just get all these little hints of like there's a lot of Black Panther stuff, but we can't show you yet.
Yeah.
Um,
Even in the mid-credit scene for that.
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, and so that's just very cool to me. Like you kind of mentioned it with Vision and Wanda, like we're setting up their relationship. I know Black Widow wasn't really planned at this point, but if you watch it immediately after this movie, like you're supposed to in the timeline now,
Yeah.
the movie sets up Black Widow. So that was kind of a retcon one, like that doesn't fully count, but still, like we're setting up so many movies here, and it's so interesting because I feel like that's something that we're not getting as much of in the MCU now. For I think good and bad. I think it can maybe kick some new people out, so I can understand why you don't want to do it as much. But at the same time, this was how many, like 5 or 6 years into the main story. So it makes complete sense for this to be the point where we go, okay, now we're perfectly fine connecting everything, and making it feel really important. It feels weighty because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, and like Tom Holland is an amazing Spider-Man choice. Like I think he's my favorite one.
Okay.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman was an amazing Black Panther. He's sorely missed for that.
Yeah.
I honestly like him better here than in his own movie, which is crazy to me.
Oh really? Okay.
To be fair, it's been quite a while since I've seen the first Black Panther.
Oh,
So I don't know. I
yeah.
can't speak super confidently, but from what I do remember, I like him a lot here.
Yeah.
Just because he feels very motivated by a very specific thing, and I like that a lot. Yeah, it just I really like the introduction of characters. It feels very clean, if that makes sense. It feels very smooth and natural that they're all here.
Yeah, that's the one thing that has always been good. I'll get to you, Bert. Just addressing a couple things he just brought up.
Yeah.
Obviously, at this time, MCU did a good job of, bringing in characters from other franchise, and then also spreading out certain characters into the other projects. Like Wanda, Vision, and this one was like the first time they were bringing in the big guns. Into the Phase 3. Spider-Man, Black Panther, which is crazy. And just wrapping up. You brought up. I love you brought up the sandwich thing. That's hilarious. I didn't expect that. But it is a funny story. I think that throwing the sandwich made them think very clearly. Like, yeah, we're dumb. We need your help. I think. Yeah, Black Panther. I can understand where you're coming from. I think after his passing, I appreciate his performance more in the first film, because I think it's because in the first film you brought up we didn't see his world, and that first movie is such a great world building film.
That's
And
true.
his supporting characters. I mean, if you look at Doomsday, I think Bird, we did the reaction of the Wakanda. I think trailer maybe when they meet up the Fantastic Four. I mean, the Wakanda supporting characters are the best supporting characters in the MCU. I mean, Mbaku, Koi, the Kia, if I'm saying that right, the Queen, Sherry, they're the best supporting characters the MCU have brought in to their Phase 3. I mean, they're so iconic, and obviously, Killmonger is the greatest villain that the MCU did. Like couple months before Thanos, took over that a little bit in Infinity War, and he overshadows Chadwick, but Chadwick is still great in that movie. His performance is amazing. It's just he doesn't do the his Black Panther, which I like, is that he's not this quirky, pure Star Lord, Tony Stark. He's a very straightforward, no nonsense king. He has his humor, but it's not like the MCU type of humor, which I like, and and so that's why you remember more of Claw in that movie. Killmonger, his Shiri, and the Mbaku, because they have this bigger life performance, than our main lead, which is that was designed that. And rest his soul, Chadwick Boseman. He's a great performer, and sorting miss, as you say before, Toll. Bert, your thoughts on the two new heroes that got debut in Civil War, Spider-Man and Black Panther? Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of notes for this movie, but one of my notes was the Black Panther intro is just fire. in the actual movie. I get it that the movie's 27 years old. Like we're over the hype of them being announced that they're going to be in the MCU. I understand that, Jeff. But as far as in the movie, that intro is still a not when they show Chadwick or T'Challa, with T'Chaka, but when he's in the actual suit. One of the best intros for a superhero that I've seen. When you know that it's coming, right? Like the Thor was another good intro when he comes back. With his axe, like that was a great intro. But yeah, that the whole thing when Black Panther shows up and he's fighting Bucky, and then they're doing the car chase scene, and the bridge is falling, and he jumps through the rubble, and Cap slides out of the car and just runs out. All of that was done so well. High entertainment there. Great intro for Black Panther. And I remember the hype for Superman, for Spider-Man. That trailer that you mentioned. I mean, I think we saw something in theater. Was it Civil War in theaters?
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd went wild when he showed up. I mean that was a hype moment. That one I don't think hits as hard as the Black Panther intro, just because he was. I don't know what it was really.
I think it's played a little bit more for comedy.
Yeah, that could be what it is. We knew he was showing up. We had seen that part in the trailer, so it's we kind of knew what was coming there. We really hadn't seen anything about Black Panther, so yeah, I don't think his actual entrance was as good because we saw a little glimpse of it in the trailer. But it was still fun. It was still fun to see him in the movie do his little banter with Falcon and Bucky, and Falcon's like, in a fight you don't really talk that much, right? Like that whole thing's fun. Yeah, but both were good intros to the MCUs. I enjoyed both of them.
Awesome. Yeah, it's funny. Because we didn't I think in the trailers we didn't hear Black Panther talk. So, when we heard him talking the first time, it was like really cool. And obviously his dad is a big thing, as like your son just brought up, Todd brought up before, like there's a very clear, like he's the third building character after Tony and Steve in terms of character arc. And like he goes through an arc here that does pick up in Black Panther when, because he takes over, Wakanda as the king, and so this movie does a really good job of giving him a great character arc, him learning not to not to take vengeance on Zemo, and like learning that, Bucky wasn't the one that did it, that's incredible character development, one of the best in the MCU. Because, the trailer I would show you, that was actually the trailer that showed Spider-Man for the first time. It's like, I hate that. We had to go through these. But yeah, when that second trailer showed that, I was like, oh my god. And the movie, it was like, it's cool, but like, because it lingers on, because like, Spider-Man, like, he's a kid. I get it. He's a kid. He's excited to be there with his, his heroes, and he has a new suit. He's gonna talk a lot, that's gonna be like a very typical MCU humor, and it doesn't hurt the scene, but like it's kind of like just move on, get to the point, where Black Panther's debut, when he was by the way, I like his costume, like Tol, you brought up like you like his performance here. I actually like his performance here, but I like his suit here better than his movies.
It's a really cool suit, yeah.
And I was
suit.
Yeah, it's a practical suit, and I was so annoying. It was weird. The Black Panther, they went with that, like, and I like the kinetic energy that was from the comics, but like I don't know, I didn't like that we did the nano thing that got so popular in the MCU films.
Right.
They got.
I never really like when they switch suits all the time. I first saw it in the Batman movies. Right, every time he switched suits, I was like, why? Why are they switching suits all the time? Just use the same one. They never made it like Superman. Christopher Reeves always had the same suit. Yeah, it's like, just do that. that's cool. I never understood it. Sometimes like Iron Man gets his armor destroyed all the time, so he needs a new suit. And he's also the type of person that like I want to advance my technology, so I'm gonna do
Technology. Yeah.
something different. I'm gonna do something different. Like his makes sense. Even to give Spider-Man a new suit because same thing. Like, oh Spidey, I thought of a new design for you. I'm gonna do it for you. Here you go. You got a new suit now. But Black Panther, he could have stayed with the same suit the whole time. I would have been fine with it. Even if they added the kinetic energy just to that same suit, that
Yeah.
would have been fine with me.
Yeah.
Which question? I asked him when we were watching the movie. Can Captain America not run as fast as Bucky?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because he jumped into a car when they were
Yeah.
running in the car chase scene.
Uh-huh.
He had to jump into a car to catch up to him.
That's true. This is a weird thing with the Russo brothers. They sometimes are very inconsistent with Captain America's powers, which is kind of noble. Like Bucky doesn't have the super soldier formula like Captain America has. But
Yeah, and this was like peak Bucky too. Like he was super
Yeah.
strong,
yeah,
super
I-
capable.
I think because it's weird because in Infinity War he runs with Black Panther and like they're really fast and I get what you're saying. It's like a very inconsistent thing with the directors. Like it's hard to keep up. Like how powerful is Captain America with the formula he took from World War II and all that.
Yeah.
So, but no, he's supposed to be faster than Bucky because Bucky, we never get like he has like Hydra super enhanced formula, but like it's not specific. Like, is it similar to Red Skull, or like because he was experimented by Simo, not Simo, Sola, the other Captain America villain from the first and the high Winter Soldier, but we never get like a clear confirmation. And he has that discussion with Red Guardian Thunderbolts, where he's like, "Oh,
They talk
it's
about it a little bit.
yeah, like it's Hydra formula." It's like, oh, mine is Russian,
Yes.
super shoulder, and like what?
Still good.
It's still good. It's like, oh, Red Guardian. Oh God, that guy. He always cracks me up.
Yeah. And it was probably just let's get Captain America into a car so he can jump out of it and look really cool.
Yeah, really cool.
So-
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, and also, like you brought up the Batman suits, like particularly the Joel Schumacher films. That scene is probably just like promoting the car brand that they were with. I don't know what brand
Right.
that Marvel was at, but yeah, I get what you're saying about the suits thing. That's always been a problem. Like, if it's like the Dark Knight, where it made sense that he wanted a more faster and more multiple suit, to confront the criminals. Like as you saw the opening where his suit got hit, like damaged by the bulldog. Like
Yeah.
it makes sense in story that okay, I need a new suit. Same thing with you brought up Iron Man. Like yeah, he's a mechanic. He likes to improve and like advance the technology. But other times, these superhero films they just do it because they need toys and like that's why
Right.
we get these new suits. Jeff, you were gonna say something? Sorry.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay. Sorry. I just want to make sure. But yeah, that's always happens with these MCU films. Like I hate it, particularly in Far From Home and No Way Home, where they change it because they just want to sell toys. Like I'm fine with the new black red suit, but the other suits, like the Night Monkey suit, is like,
Right.
oh god, it's so fucking annoying. Pardon my French, but it's really annoying.
Yeah, it's not necessary. It's cool
Exactly.
sometimes, but not necessary.
Yeah. As the late great Joel Schumer say, toy addict at his finest.
Right.
Oh my god. Yeah. So at least we get that out of the way. So let's get into like that scene that you just brought up. The introduction of King T'Challa. We meet him up here at the UN conference in Vienna, that's right, where the accords were supposed to be ratified, but a bomb kills a couple innocent bystanders and T'Challa's father, Chakala. Thank you. Really hard to pronounce these Wakanda names. Like
You
I
don't
was
speak Wakandan?
no, I'm
Oh,
a
man.
Latino man. I speak my own language, that's Colombia and Puerto Rican. Anyway, so being informed by speaking of this, we get the review of Sharon from Winter Soldier being the niece of Peggy during the funeral. So Sharon Carter is here, where she reveals like Barnes' whereabouts, and the authorities had the intentions or have the authority to kill him. So Rogers decides to bring in Barnes, and Rogers was to track Barnes in one of his like apartments, trying to protect him from T'Challa and the authorities. But all four, including T'Challa, are apprehended by War Machine. And then this is where we see Simo impersonating a psychology person. Yeah, if I'm saying that right. Recites the words that cite the code, the right, the trigger words that brings back the brainwashed Bucky. And so let me see here. And then he questions Barnes and then sends him on a rampage to cover his own escape. Roger stops Barnes like escaping and sneaks him away. When Barnes regains his senses, this is where like the plot reveals that like he explains that Sumil is the real bomber. Wanted the location of the Hydra base that Bucky was in, but also the other brainwashed Winter Soldiers that were kept in chronic stasis. Unwilling to wait the authorization and apprehend Simo, Rogers and Wisdom go rogue and recruit Wanda Maximoff, Clint Barton, and Scott Lang to their cause. With Ross's permission, Stark assembles his team, composed of Black Widow, Black Panther, War Machine, Vision, and of course Spider-Man, as we discussed, to capture the Renegades. And then just wrapping up here, Stark's team intercept Rogers' group at an airport. This is where we will discuss the iconic airport sequence here, and where they fight until Black Widow allows Rogers and Barnes to escape, as Rogers and Barnes same time escaping, and Rose gets inadvertently shot down by Vision and becomes fairly paralyzed. And this is what I mean. Some things do not age well, and this one doesn't age well. I'm like, you could kill off Rhodey in this movie. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just the figuration of me. I'm like, God damn it. You could gone darker. It's like just kill off War Machine. As an Iron Man fan, I mean War Machine is cool, but like I mean I could take a lead with this version of War Machine in MCU. No offense.
Yeah, he didn't do a whole lot.
No, I mean his best performance was in Iron Man 3 or Age of Ultron. Those were his top performances. I mean, come on, his story is like boom. It's great. Like he's trying to tell the story with and like it's the effect, like it's so funny. Oh my god. And Rhodey being like the buddy cop guy in Iron Man 3 is so good. Like his password, like Iron Man rocks with the cap, like the caps is like, oh my god, funny. And Iron Man 3 is hilarious. So just wrapping up, we get then the rest of the Rogers teams is captured and detained at the Raft prison. Our first introduction to the Raft, and then just wrapping up, Black Widow goes into exile as Tall brought it before. It sets up the Black Widow, which we didn't know. That was the setup. So, again,
They didn't even know.
They didn't even know. No, because I wanted Black Widow at that moment, but because of that goddamn studio Parmar or whatever, he's like, no, women cannot sell toys and make money. Well, guess what? The next year, 2017, Wonder Woman made a lot of money. And then, of course, I'm not a big fan of Captain Marvel. It crossed $1 billion. So, yes, women can make money. And Barbie made $1 billion. It made a huge amount of money in 2023. So, this theory is totally flawed. And so, let me stop there. So, that's the section of the movie. So, I'm going to get to you, Jeff. Your thoughts on the airport sequence, this whole sequence of the team getting together before the real plot gets in. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing Sharon Carter again. I love me some Sharon Carter, man. I'm telling you. I was very disappointed that they did not have Sharon Carter in the Captain America
Brave New World.
Yes. I was very, very shocked and let down that they did not have Sharon Carter in that movie. And seeing her in this is great, you know. And I mean, I think she even kisses Steve at one point, you know, like Steve gets some action, you know. So you know, yeah, I mean, like I'll tell you what, when Clint gets Wanda out of the house, the mansion or whatever, you know, and she like shoots Vision through the floor, you know what I mean? Like, she really fucked that place up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like holy shit. I mean, this is not a cheap movie, you know. They don't fuck around when it comes to special effects in this movie. I'll tell you that. I mean, how many planes did they fucking destroy in the airplane fight? Like 4 or 5, you know, like
plus tankers
6
and stuff.
Tankers, yeah.
I mean, you know, how many cars did they blow up? Like, I mean, you know, they didn't fuck around, you know. Yeah, I mean, I love seeing Cap go rogue, you know, like it's great, you know. I mean, it works out well, you know, for Cap overall, like, you know, and it lines up well with the comics, you know, and you know what went on in the comics, you know, with him going like rogue, you know, with Black Widow and Sam, and you know them going on the run. I love that. I love seeing him go outside of the law and everything, you know, to help Bucky, you know, and you know, get to that, you know, get to this place where you know, all the super soldier motherfuckers are at. I'd be scared to go down to that place, man. Those motherfuckers are scary, bro. You know what I'm saying? Those fucking super soldiers are scary, bro. You know what I mean? Like they killed everybody in that one scene. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to fuck with them people, bro. You know? The one dude was just like punching the one dude, like you know? It's like robot punch. I was like, okay, man, what the fuck?
Overkill. Like,
those super soldier motherfuckers were scary, bro. They must have had that.
Yeah, no, that one soldier was like, "Get me out of here."
They must have had that.
Right, he knew.
They had that fucking. They must have had that Hydra fucking super soldier serum or whatever. You know. I don't know, bro.
I think they had pity juice. I think that's what happened. Hydra pity juice.
They must have done something. They must have done something to that super soldier serum, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because those motherfuckers were off the chain. I would not be wanting to go over there. You know, but they're fighting over wanting to go there, you know. Yeah, I mean, Ant-Man's great in this movie, you know. He's great, he's funny, he's great in the fight. Spider-Man's great. Bucky and Sam are great. They have that great chemistry together, you know, in this film, right? That really comes together with them, you know, which is why they did Falcon and Winter Soldier afterwards, right? So they're great, you know, I love them getting chased by Spider-Man is awesome. I mean, I'm telling you though, those super soldier assassins or whatever were fucking badass motherfuckers. I mean, you know, they're throwing Bucky around like a little bitch, you know, and Bucky's a tough dude, man. Right. You know, like, so like, man, I would not want to have to work with those motherfuckers, bro. You know, fuck that. But yeah, I mean, Wanda's pretty tame in this fight, like compared to like how powerful she's going to get later on, you know, she's pretty tame, you know. Yeah. And it's great seeing Clinton and Natasha fight, you know. That's great. And you know, it's great having Vision get involved, you know, because I love Vision, right? He's awesome. Yeah, Rhodey getting shot and falling down. I mean, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he ends up okay, you know? So he's all right. You know, he ends up okay by Endgame. you know. In Infinity War, he's fine, you know. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because the thing about that is he would have either got Rhodey or he would have got Falcon. Like that was a death shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, he was angry. Like you look at the face of Vision did, it was like, how the fuck you did to my girl? I'm gonna
because if he hit Falcon would have been dead.
Nah.
Yeah, well, I mean, no.
It would have disabled his shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess movie wise, sure, but if he got hit like how Rhodey got hit, because he got hit right in the chest.
Yeah.
If Falcon got hit right in the chest.
Well, a little bit. But like like the thing about it is like he has wings. Like he's able to like move faster than Iron Man / War Machine. So I don't know. But it was really like a quick shot. Like you know, that like impact was like quick. You know, he didn't react to that quickly. So yeah. But also, like, is this the real Rhodey or a scroll? I don't care. So I just want to leave it like this, and like you know, just like yeah. So you know, Infinity War Endgame, because apparently the producers say that, oh yeah, he was placed in Civil War. I'm like, what the fuck? That doesn't make sense. Like especially Endgame, like he cries, is like, oh my best friend. It's like, no way. That scroll has to give it. Like I had to give the Oscar for that scroll for like pretending. He was the real Rhodey, but anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry. You guys. Starting with you, Bert. Your thoughts on this section of particularly the airport sequence?
Yeah, I mean, this is the last hour and a half of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Which is wild. There was already so much that went on in the movie, and we hadn't even got to the actual Civil War part. So you're waiting for this section to start, and you know, does it pay off? I think so. Finally seeing everybody come head to head and then go at it. They're not stopping. We're not either. You know, that whole airport fight was so fun. I don't think it was like the best fighting scenes, but it was a lot of fun to watch the superheroes do superhero stuff, and that made it worth it, right? You see Ant-Man shrink, you see him get giant. Clint and Natasha are using their combat skills. You see Wanda do some of her stuff to protect, mostly, like you're saying, Jeff. Like she wasn't really on the offense. She was more on the defense, because she's still figuring out how to control her powers, right? But you still see her use some of the stuff. You get a glimpse of what she could do. Of course, Iron Man and Rhodey and Cap, see some more of them going at it. Man, and this is even before the fight with Bucky and Iron Man and Cap. Like that scene was also crazy. So yeah, that whole build up to that Civil War section was really well executed, and it was worth the payoff for me. And Zemo totally had Cap and Bucky. He had them wrapped around his finger so much. They had no idea what they were getting into, because they walked into that cave expecting super soldiers to be attacking them, and then they're all dead. They had no idea what this dude was up to. And that was really cool to see, because like you were saying earlier, this is just a regular guy. He's not even a super soldier like Bucky or anything. He's just a regular soldier with a lot of time on his hands to plan out this thing, and he had it planned out just right. These guys had no idea what was happening, and that just brought a different level of something that we hadn't seen in these movies before, right? Everybody's always a super villain or something. This guy's just a regular guy that just is wiping them out. He has created all this chaos for the Avengers. And it was so apparent in that scene when they're walking in there expecting this big battle with all these soldiers, because they're talking about like, hey, these soldiers are crazy. Bucky's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be with them, and for it to not be that, and you see them like I don't know what's happening. Then the video starts playing. Are we talking about that section already? Or we're gonna wait.
Hold on. Let me check my just the endpoint is the
airport
sequence. The airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a little too ahead. A little too excited.
I know it's really good towards the end of the movie.
Yeah. So airport scene, great scene. Go ahead.
I might be putting the damper on things. I'm sorry. So I really love all of the like right after the chase with Black Panther when they're like in the office and everything. Like the conversation between Steve and Tony, the whole wish I could punch you in your perfect teeth. It's still a good line. Just that, and then the whole action sequence that follows that, like I think it's some of the best Winter Soldiering that Winter Soldier has ever done. Like I think this is I like all of the Winter Soldier stuff he does in this movie way more than in the actual Winter Soldier movie. I just think he has cooler action scenes for the most part, and like seeing the reactions of everyone who knows who Bucky is now, I think are way more interesting here, having to fight him and be like, well, we're not trying to kill him though. We're just trying to either bring him in or arrest him or something. So I really love all that sequence. Like you were kind of bringing up like Cap on the run, outside of the law stuff. Like you can write that 1,000 times and it's going to be awesome every time. Like it's always such a cool idea. Oh yeah, he used to be a government associated agent and now he's on his own because he is better than the government. Like it's cool every time. I don't have a lot of notes on that. I just love it. The airport scene I think is my least favorite scene in the movie, which is not most people's opinion, I don't think. Just because I think it's where all of the jokiness starts to get a little too much, at least for me personally. Like it's a very, how we were kind of talking about before, it's a very serious movie, all before the airport scene and then all after the airport scene. And I think just right there in specific, it tries to go full 100%, all of the things that Marvel is, like big action scene, which is really good, like well-directed superhero action. I just don't like how much of it is intercut with like, Black Panther saying he doesn't care who Clint is. Like, I don't know. You could just continue that fight without having them have to speak to each other. And I think seeing them interact like that is just as cool to me personally. And then I think Zemo really lucked out by all of them having to sacrifice themselves just to get Cap and Bucky out of there. Because if Ant-Man showed up to go fight super soldiers in Russia, he could just shrink through the door and then go punch Zemo. Like there's nothing Zemo could do in that situation if Ant-Man's there. He really lucked out, not realizing that they were going to go recruit more people, because of course they were. And so I just think that's funny. That's it. What else happens in this sequence? Like there's just so much.
Yeah, there's a lot still. I mean, there was a section where Steve and Tony are talking, right? And Steve almost signs the Accords, right? He almost has him convinced that
Yes,
he needs to sign it. And then Tony has to mention Wanda, and he's like, whoa, what's happening? And he decides to not do it. Because here's the whole thing about the debate thing. If this is the court and I'm the judge, Tony has a much stronger case and presentation. A lot of Steve's defense is like, I don't think so though, and like that's his point, right? It's like, yeah, but I don't like that, and you either agree with that and you want to follow Cap, or you don't. Like that's Cap's defense is, yeah, but no. And like as a judge, no judge is going to be like, yes, Captain America is right. You shouldn't do it. Like they're gonna side with the evidence that Tony brings to the table every time. But and this is a big like what makes these characters so interesting and fun to watch is so you have Tony with that kind of logic, and then you have Cap, who has no logic in his answer, but he's got conviction and passion behind it, and that's his character. Like I want to do right, and you're either going to follow him because you believe in Captain America so much, and he doesn't have to have good evidence. He just has to have enough passion behind what he's saying that you go, yes, I'm with him, rather than what makes sense with what Tony is bringing. And so those two differences come together in this movie that that make this clash so interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think to kind of add on top of that, like that same dialogue scene, it opens with Tony coming in and mentioning like, oh, my dad used to talk about you all the time, and just mentioning how much I hate Captain America because my dad kept bringing up like, oh, I knew Captain America when I was younger, before he went into the ice. Like there's a built-in emotional conflict between both of them. Like it's not just the Accords, it is a very personal, and obviously it gets more personal as the movie goes on, but even like before we find out all of the Bucky stuff, just Tony disliking Captain America because his dad used to talk about him, and Captain America from the first two Avengers movies disliking Tony because of how reckless he is. Like there's a character conflict there that's not just the Accords. I think that's one of the reasons the movie works so well.
Yeah.
And one of the things that like Robert Downey Jr. is really selling as an actor, like I think that's my favorite part of the airport scene, is how focused he is on being serious still. Like I just think he's a fantastic actor, and I think the airport scene especially, he's so angry and distraught that Steve won't just come in with him and make it easy. Like he wants to make it easy so badly. I just think it's really good. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah, I agree as well. Actually, it's interesting you brought up the airport sequence. Yeah, there was a couple issues with the airport sequence. I did agree with one pod they talked about. I did question the location of the airport. Like you could have done this with like a New York setting. Like it's just so convenient that it's empty and like there's no casualties. That always bugs me sometimes with movies where it's like conveniently like there's no one there, because you know you want the action to be dramatic. Another thing, like I kind of with you with the humor. The thing you have to understand, they're friends, so it's not like a real fight. It's like they're pulling their punches sometimes. Like as the scene with Wanda defending, it's a funny scene, but a funny line she said, but it's kind of true for everyone. They're pulling their punches because they're colleagues and whatnot. So it's fine. Like it's this very playful theme that's kind of weird. Turn of with Rhodey being paralyzed, it got it got dark and serious. It's like he got paralyzed. Like I mean, it's a serious thing, but like
but we didn't know it at the time.
Yeah, we don't know it at the time.
He might be a Skrull. We don't know.
Yeah. Well, don't provoke that name to me, sir. As a Skrull, but anyway, no. But what was I gonna say? Oh, like it gets a robotic, like enhanced legs to walk against, so like it's sort of fun. It's fun. Like the movie, I'm like, we have advanced technology to like even fix that. So I'm like, oh my god. I mean, we need to fix the paralyzed, but like he's able to walk with something that's very advanced. I mean, Body's best friend, Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. One of the issues I have with this airport also is the color grading. That's something it's a very filmmaking thing. Starting with this movie, this is where you see like the very in-house Marvel formula kind of kicking in with this phase with well, not some films like Guardians Volume 2 is very beautiful to look at. I mean, that is the exception, but some films look very like dark gray. Like it's almost like they're didn't like color grade the film right, and this started with this because like Phase 2 looks still good. Like I mean, even the worst MCU film, Thor: The Dark World, looks really great as a film. Like it's very beautiful. Um, but yeah, it's just like that was something that I did notice. And did you guys saw this in Disney Plus? Like you really saw like the color rate like kind of went up a little bit when I saw it today. I don't know how you saw it. Like, you saw it DVD or you saw it Disney
Yeah, we had
Plus?
a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I saw it the Disney Plus, and it felt like IMAX kind of resolution or whatnot. So yeah, I kind of agree with where you're coming from, Toll, about the airport sequence. Like, it's it's tough because like it's cool to see all these heroes with their abilities. Like, there's a lot of surprises, to it. Like the review of Ant-Man becoming Giant Man. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
expect that. That was something maybe like you could maybe saw in his solo films, but like the fact that they did it here was like, oh my god, that was really impressive and so good. Like the effect is still great. Um, yeah, so it's a very iconic sequence, but not my favorite from any MCU sequence. I mean, I like when we get to the ending. It's a little more better, I have to say. But well, you know, so let's get into wrapping up this film. Let me just get back to this recap. All right, so after the team gets arrested, put in the Raft prison, and then of course Black Widow goes to exile. Stark discovers the evidence that Barnes was framed by Simo. Finally, he convinces Wilson to give him Rogers' destination without informing Ross. Stark goes to the Hydra facility, strikes a truce with Rogers and Barnes, unaware that they were secretly followed by the Black Panther. Like he just did a Batman thing, like just silently just there, like not being noticed is like, oh damn, that's kind of creepy. Um, they find that the other super soldiers, assassins have been killed by Simo, who then shows them a footage that reveals the automobile accident of 1991, where Barnes, has a kill Stark's parents for real. Now this was hinted at in with Soldier that Hydra did kill the Stark, Howard and the wife finally, and so I appreciate they did pick this up. It took me a while to realize that this was a thing that they did set up in with Soldier. But the most convenient thing, and speaking of BVS, we all know how famous Martha was. The mom was a part of the thing that got Batman to join Superman and all that. Somehow, this is the opposite. Iron Man got so upset because his mom got killed by Winter Soldier that that was the final straw and divided the Avengers. So the mom reunited the DC heroes, and then Marvel just say that no, the mom just splits up the heroes that we like, aka Iron Man. It's like this was like 2 months apart. Like how funny a mom was another major plot in this divided superhero fight. So we got the review. Barnes, killed them both. I mean, it was brutal. Like the way he killed his father, like couple times in the head with his robotic arm. Like wow, and him choking the mom. That was like, damn, that was triggering. And I feel
Yeah.
sorry for Iron Man. And yeah, then enraged that Rogers kept this from him. Because he knew this, like with the solo discussion, the solo discussion he had in with the soldier. Like so, he knew about this for like 2 years. Um, so Stark turns on them both, being in a very intense fight, which is really iconic, in which Stark destroys Barnes' robotic arm, really dramatic. But Rogers disables Stark's armor. Rogers departs with Barnes, leaving his shield behind, which I was shocked when he said like my dad built my shield, and it's like, oh my god, it was like the most so like it was like a telenovela like display. It's like, oh damn, he did not say that, and then yep, dropped the shield. Very iconic. in this moment, when Iron Man, well, when Captain America ran to Iron Man, that's the cover from the Civil War comic where he blasts his repulsor away. That's from the comic. I just need to bring that up. Really great shot. This fight scene is one of my favorite from the MCU. I thought it was well, well choreographed. And then satisfying that he has avenged his family deaths, Simo and Sokovia from the Avengers actions by successfully fracturing them, which he did. Simo attempts suicide. I was like, boy, you're not gonna kill yourself. Black Panther's there. We didn't think about our boy there. He now saw the truth that it was Simo that did it, and so he is stopped by T'Challa and is taken to the authorities. And then in the aftermath, Stark provides Rhodey, as I brought up before, the extra leg braces that allow him to walk again conveniently. But we just didn't want to make people sad. I was like, okay, you know. And while Rogers breaks his eyelids out of the raft, and that's kind of like that. That's how they end the movie. And then we get two post credit scenes. The main credit scene is where Barnes is granted asylum in Wakanda. The first time we saw the Wakanda area for the first time, as the room upstairs you brought up before, and setting up the Black Panther movie in 2 years. And then the post credit scene is where Parker, is back in his home. He explores the features of the ruptures built for him by Stark, and we get the iconic, finally in film, the Spider-Man suit that's from the comic books. I was like, when I first saw that, I was like, damn it, they did it. Yeah, they brought it in. Like as a kid, it's like when he does that, like it's such a. I don't know if they were Batman fans. They freaking stole that for Batman. It's like we need Spider-Man to have a Sentinel as well. I'm like, damn it, it's so cool. But yeah, and that was our progressive. He's setting up Spider-Man in his future in the MCU as well. So yeah, that's the end of Civil War. So let's just stick with you, Room Upstairs Pod. Your thoughts on the ending? Starting with you, Tall. Let's get stick with you. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best part of the movie. Like, and I don't even mean that in a way of like, oh yeah, it's finally over. Like the finale is just so good. It's like every time you think the fight between Steve and Bucky and Tony can't get like any more brutal, and then it does. Just seeing Tony's armor slowly break down, and then the 1-2 of Bucky trying to rip the arc reactor heart out, and then that blasting his arm off, and then Cap just barreling into him. It's such a good, like, it's so good. I don't know what else to say about it. It's so, I'm gonna say dark. I don't know if that's quite the right word, but it's very it feels tragic and it feels heavy and just sad to watch these guys that have cared about each other at some point just going so, like, they're just brutalizing each other. Like, it really, there is something in it that really hurts to watch, and I think it's really effective. Like, that's obviously very much what they were going for. Something that, like, I partially wish that that's what the entire airport fight felt like, but I think also the fact that the airport fight doesn't feel like that makes it hit so much harder here. And it makes me think that's intentional. It's just so, like, there is no lighthearted moment from here on out until you get to, like, Rhodey trying to walk again. It's just pure, we're gonna go all in on, like you're bringing up, like, it was something brought up in Winter Soldier that Hydra killed the Starks, and that's something I actually didn't even remember. I rewatched Winter Soldier recently too, and when that came up, I was like, oh, that they were setting this up 2-3 years in advance. That's crazy. And so, like, seeing that pay off here was really cool, and because they don't even bring up necessarily in Winter Soldier that Steve was putting together who killed who. So it still works as a twist here, almost, of like, oh wow, he knew. Like, he was just as aware as everybody else that this was something that happened to Tony's parents. That's still wild to me. Yeah, it's a really good
Yeah, I think part of the reason why, not part of the reason why the movie works is, one, the Russos knew exactly what they wanted to do. The fight with all of the superheroes, it being more fun, was intentional, right? That was the part of like, all right, this is the fan service part. We're gonna give you all your superheroes fighting, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time to watch. But that's not what the movie's about. That's not the real Civil War, right? The real Civil War was between Captain America and Iron Man. So we get that final fight, and that's a more serious section of the movie, because that's what we're really building towards. Because we have Age of Ultron, we have the first Avengers movie, other movies in between there where we're building these two characters, and there's little bickering between them through those movies, and it's all building up to this final section of Civil War, right? And that's why it works so well. One, they knew what story that they wanted to tell, and then they told it properly. They built it up to this final meaningful end section where they are just going at it, and you're seeing these two guys that you've seen fight together for the greater good, and now they're going at each other. Like, I mean, Iron Man says it, like, we used to be friends. Like, I was your friend too. And now you don't really even know if they're gonna kill each other. You feel it from Tony, right? Like he wants to kill Bucky, and Cap is just defending him. But at the same time, it's like, well, Tony's not gonna stop unless I stop him. So you don't really know like what's gonna happen there because of all this tension that's happening between them, and it's played out so well in that fight scene. It's extremely brutal, well choreographed. I drew that that part where they're beating up on where Bucky and Cap are beating up on Iron Man, because it was such a good scene. And I think as far as Brody goes, if they killed him off, I think they should have killed off other characters too. And that would have like really sealed the movie as a darker type movie. But again, that's not the story that they wanted to tell. So they didn't do that, and that's fine. But Yeah, great ending to it. It's not a perfect movie, even though I've been praising it a lot, right? Um, I think that there are problems with it. A lot of convenience things, which you mentioned earlier, Andres. A lot of things just conveniently happen for the plot. Um, a lot of stuff you can question, like the airport thing. Like, why is the airport scene empty? And they do have a little line at the beginning, like, "Oh, they're evacuating the airport." No airport gets evacuated that quickly, um, unless it's some kind of small airport. But that was not a small airport. um, so like there's questions and there's things that you can pick at, um, but I always look at the movies as, do I care about those little things, or am I invested in the main overall story that they're trying to tell? And in this case, I'm invested in that main story. That all those little questions, which I still have, like I thought Black Panther wasn't Black Panther because he didn't go through the process of being Black Panther. How is he going to put on the suit? I don't care. That was cool. I was invested in that happening, so I'm not going to question it at this time. Um, the airport not even being empty, but where's Thunderbolt Ross and the rest of the army when everybody's right there? Why are they not there? Where's the police? I don't care. This is a fun fight. Let's watch it. So I think that overall everything was done so well that those little things really didn't matter to me, and it's a great movie. Great watch.
I agree. Yeah, not a perfect movie, but really, really good movie. I mean, just the way they balance it is pretty impressive. Jeff, your turn, sir. Your thoughts on the final act of Civil War?
Yeah, it's a good ending, and it's brutal. I mean, it's very emotional. Having to see Tony, watch his parents get killed and everything. It's a lot. It's very dark for the MCU, and yeah, I mean, that fight is epic. Between the three of them, I mean, it's totally epic. And it's a great fight. Just really well choreographed, and great, final fight. End battle. Cap. Taking Iron Man out at the end is just perfect. I love seeing Bucky end up in Wakanda. I thought that was great. Spider-Man end credit scene is great. Love Spider-Man in the film overall. He's great. I guess Zemo just killed those motherfuckers in their sleep or something. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if they're awake, you could not just go kill those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That would not happen. I don't know. I don't care how good Zemo is.
Yeah,
so they must have been sleeping. Because
they were. They were.
Yeah. Because I mean, that was rough. Zemo was a hardcore motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He killed all those motherfuckers. I don't really feel bad for any of them. You know what I'm saying? Because they were they were like homicidal maniacs anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably good that they're dead. In all honesty, Zemo probably did us a favor on that one. But so yeah. I mean, it's believable that Cap can like fight Iron Man in his suit, and like punch him in the mask and everything all the time, like throughout the fight and everything, and like that's he somehow he can like tolerate that, like that punching him in the helmet like that or whatever. I guess it's believable, you know what I mean? Like, because I mean, Cap has the super soldier serum and all that, so, but I mean, he's just like punched him right in the helmet, and I'm like, damn, bro, like, I mean, but he was fucking Tony up doing that though, so, yeah, I mean, it's a great movie overall, like everybody already said, great rewatch, and, definitely a, 10 out of 10, kind of film, great film.
Yeah. So, getting to you, Rob Upstairs. What's your ratings for this film?
Man,
Starting with you, Berg.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. Out of 10,
Yeah. I mean, you could give it 8, 9.
I'd say an 8.
Oh wow. Okay.
I go with like a 7.5, like
Oh,
three
really?
quarters of a good movie. There's like a
Good.
quarter of things that I don't like about the movie that we kind of
Yeah.
brought up, but like it's not enough for me to go, oh, I don't like that movie. Like I really love this movie. I think it's awesome. It's really epic. I just like there are small things. We brought them up. It's still so good. I would rewatch it again in a month.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I'll be kind of in the middle. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's a very excellent film. Now, it's not a it's not a tightly written film like Winter Soldier. That is like you could give that movie is a 9.5 out of 10, right? This one, it's a great film, great performances by the cast, very important to the MCU. Really did propelled a lot of storylines that was important towards the end of Phase 3. Was satisfied, but there's a couple things like Jeff brought up Sharon Carter. Like I really wish we did something with her character after this movie. Like it's so weird how Brave New World didn't bring the pirate broker storyline and like just did something with that instead of the Red Hulk stuff. Like because it's so weird. It's like it felt more like a Incredible Hulk sequel than like a Captain America movie. So, stuff like that. And it's the stuff from after Phase 3, like it's pretty bad in this movie. Like Rhodey, because his scroll thing in Secret Invasion is pretty bad, as we kind of like humorously joke around, but it's pretty bad. And the Sharon thing, not like kind of wish they did more with her character, and the way they ended her in the show Falcon with Soldier. I kind of wish we kind of picked that up, which that is a problem with these new phases of MCU. So yeah, but yeah, that's our review of Civil War. I hope you guys can stick around. Let's do trailer reactions. I got 3 here. Finally, let's stick with Marvel. Finally, after so many months and years after the first season of X-Men '97, we have our trailer, guys. Yes, I'm like so giddy. Hopefully we don't have technical issues with this like Civil War, but I can't promise. So let's do it right now. It's gonna upload right now.
It's hard to believe what's not waiting for me. Someone I lost. Someone special.
The X-Men are scattered through time. In the past, from the start of Apocalypse's reign, to the future at the height of his rule.
The X-Men. I must strike them at their most vulnerable. The 1990s.
Jeez, could have at least bought me a drink first.
We gotta get the X-Men back to the 90s.
You fight a battle that cannot be won. Against the dawn of an age that cannot be stopped.
This isn't just about us. It's about everyone we've lost.
From the beginning of time to the reaches of tomorrow, we stand together right here, right now. I believe in the X-Men.
We're back, baby.
Back, baby. Jamie, what the hell? Oh my god. They really hit hard for this trailer. Yeah, that's our official trailer for X-Men season 2. So instead of 98, they're sticking with 97. That's fine. Season 2. Stick with you, Ruben upstairs. What you guys thought about the trailer? Very excited that finally we got a date for this release of season 2. Go ahead. Any thoughts?
I'll keep mine pretty quick. I hadn't seen this trailer before. I love the first season. I thought it was so dope, like full of awesome quotes from Magneto, from Nightcrawler. Man, start off this trailer with Gambit and reminding us what happened there. It's cold-blooded from them. Apocalypse looks great though. I'm excited about it, I think. But this was one of the ones that, based just off of the first season, I was gonna watch the second season regardless of the trailer. But the trailer looks good. I don't know about this. Like, we gotta go back to the 90s. That's kind of funny. I don't know why they're harping so much on that. This is the 90s. It's kind of weird, but it's all right. I'll let that one slide until I watch it.
See, the Richard series could easily done that. Like, that is so pure X-Men anime series dialogue. Like, come on, like, you got that line where you didn't see that, little man. Like, come on, it's that type of show. I'm very happy they're embracing the camp of the X-Men show from the 90s. Tol, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I mean, I agree. Like, I think I'm not a huge X-Men guy, more because I haven't read a lot of their stuff compared to other characters. Like, I've seen, I think, all of the Fox movies, at least most of them. And like, I watched the first season of the 97 reboot, and I know I've seen like bits and pieces. Like, I've seen full episodes of the original 90s show, but I've never seen the entire thing all the way through. So when the first season came out, I was definitely not in it for like the nostalgia factor. It looked cool to me. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And it's one of the most, like, especially as far as the action goes, just well animated shows I've ever seen, I think. Like, it's so fluid and so, like, the action is just so good. It's so exciting, and you get these huge epic moments. And like this trailer, it just looks like all of that. It looks like everything I liked about the first season. It balances like very dramatic with very campy in a way that I've never seen done before, and I love it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Fantastic trailer. I like we got our first look of what's the mutant? Polaris, the other daughter of Magneto.
Yeah.
The green hair, that's Polaris, if you didn't recognize that. So it was good to see more of that character. Psylocke is in the trailer. I think she's gonna be more of that. She became more prominent towards the end of the 90s show. So it was cool to like kind of see her more in this trailer. Or maybe that's maybe more into her. I don't know, but like maybe that's the version, the real Psylocke. Jeff, your opinions?
Colossus too.
Oh yeah, Colossus too.
That's a big one for me.
That was more turned into Cyclops.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I don't think Cyclops is actually going to be a part of the season. Unfortunately, because I like Cyclops. I do.
Yeah.
But sadly, I don't think she's going to be a part of the season. But anyways, yeah, it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to reviewing the show. Yeah, I'm totally stoked to see, characters like, what's her name that you just mentioned a second ago?
Polaris.
Polaris. Yeah. Polaris. Yeah. Polaris is great. They've had Havoc on in the show before, back in the day. But not Polaris. And she's great. I'm excited to see her. And looks like Rogue's gonna have a very prominent role, in the season, and that's good. I like that. overall, it looks like it's going to be a really great season. Hopefully there'll be a lot of episodes, and I'm really excited about watching it. Season 1 was really great. I had a lot of fun watching it and talking about it, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be good times, definitely, in July, watching this show.
Yeah.
So, I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, I'm also very excited to see Apocalypse again as the main villain. He was really good in the 90s show, as I saw the seasons leading up to season 1 and back at 2024, which is crazy enough. It was good. We're going to get another Apocalypse story. He's a great villain in X-Men comics, and he was poorly depicted in the Fox movies, so hopefully we get a good one here. I'm very excited with the concept of seeing the different times of the Apocalypse, like his rise into the past and the future. That's really cool. So that's really nice. And we saw Cyclops and I guess Jean in the future with their son, I guess Nath, before we see him fully grown as like Cable. So very excited. Thank God we got the release date. That was a big thing because we knew it was coming out this year, the summer, but we didn't know. So it's good that it's coming out this July, which is cool. All right. So we got another one, another television one, House of Dragon season 3. Season 3. Oh my God. It's been a while since season 2. This is the final trailer. Very excited. I think this trailer announced the release date because we knew it was coming out in June. I don't think we knew what was the day that was going to start airing. So we got that. We got more footage in this trailer. So let me pull that out. Just a big fan of House of Dragon. It's the first thing that got me into the Game of Thrones universe. Speaking, do you guys watch House of Dragon? Like, are you guys seeing the Game of Thrones universe?
Never seen any of it.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh God, maybe I can encourage.
I'll give you a true,
honest,
non-biased opinion on the trailer.
Okay, it's just gonna be me and Jeff full on just loving it. Maybe,
yeah,
but we'll see. That's okay. I was kind of curious because I didn't know if you guys saw the retro show or their spin-offs they have right now. So right now. Whoa, there's a race going on?
These are turbulent times.
Rhaenyra is coming. You are no longer safe here. Their defeat is written. We'll secure the city without further bloodshed.
The Queen has many dragons, but her subjects do not feel safe, nor should they.
I see you have been merciful. But the crown is a weight that crushes. You'll do things that spell death for all involved.
Little by little, bite by bite, we are exposing her as weak and unsuited to rule.
My enemies have been allowed to muster their strength.
She'll certainly fail. And we will raise our own throne.
In a war, all suffer.
We've come so far, and yet you still don't know who you are.
Have you not betrayed your queen? Bring Aegon, the usurper, to me.
Did I not warn you that you would come to this?
Okay, House of the Dragon. I'm gonna start with you, Jeff, because you and I are gonna review the show. So, any thoughts of the new footage we see with this trailer and the date? Finally.
Yeah. I mean, I thought we knew about the date already.
I guess so.
I think we already knew. Yeah. I think it's like June 26th or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I'd have to go look, but either way, yeah. I mean, I'm same thing. I mean, I'm excited. You know, there's a lot of big battles that are going to happen in this season. You know, I know that for a fact, right? Because I know a little bit about the history of the Dance of Dragons. You know what I'm saying? So, I know what happens in the season, and it's going to be a lot of big battles, and battles on the water, battles on land. You know, lots of dragon fighting. You know, and it's going to be good. You know, if you like dragons, this is going to be your season. You know, there's going to be a lot of dragon fighting. Definitely. Looks great. The show looks great. House of the Dragon is not cheap. It's one of the highest budgeted TV shows ever. They do not do it on the cheap on the House of the Dragon. So I'm looking forward to covering it, Andres.
Yeah, I was checking the day. I remember this. So we knew it was coming out in June, but they didn't reveal the date. It is officially the 21st, not the 26th.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it's another show that maybe is coming out that we're reviewing that's coming out the 26th. I don't know. A lot of content going on, so I can't keep up these dates. So that's the official date for the show. Because I think we were thinking it was coming out August, but because the last trailer we reviewed, it said that it was going to be in June, but it didn't say the date. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm very excited for the trailer. Really love this show. I mean, it's my personal favorite of the Game of Thrones universe. Again, got me into this show, this universe, yada yada. The original is good, except for the final 2 seasons. 1917 is okay. You know, it's a different type of show. Like, I think you guys will like it. It's more like a comedy, like medieval show. You know, basically. It's only and it has short episodes, 6 episodes instead of 8 or 10 like these 2 major shows, House and Games. But what do you guys thought about the show? Does it encourage you to maybe see this show now?
Go first.
Listen, I saw houses and I saw dragons. I think that's a good sign.
The name is true to what it's showing.
Other than that, I like fantasy a lot, so it looks cool to me.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. I don't have a whole lot to say just because I don't know. Like, it's very cool looking characters. I'm afraid I can't say much more than that. It does look like it's continuing the story. I don't know how long the series it's based off of is.
It's a prequel show. It gives you more information what happened to this what do you call it? Disney family. That
Dynasty, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. That the last surviving of the family are appearing in the original Game of Thrones show. I don't want to spoil it because it's a lot of twists and turns with those characters. It's crazy shit at fantasy level. You know, if you read those type of fantasy stuff. I'm not a big fantasy guy. I like these shows. I mean, they keep it grounded, so I'm like, okay, I like the character development and all that. So, yeah, good to hear you like the fantasy stuff. Bird, your thoughts on this trailer?
Yeah, I mean, I'm also for sword and sorcery, fantasy stuff. I like it. just Game of Thrones and House of Dragons. I never got into, and I've mentioned this before. Shows are just really tough for me. If this was a movie, I probably would watch it. But shows are just hard to get into because there's just so many shows and they go on for so long sometimes, and sometimes longer than they should. But I know a lot about Game of Thrones. You know, I've heard a lot talk about it, and Amelia Alcott came from there, and there's a bunch of other
Matt Smith.
people. Huh?
You know, Matt Smith from Doctor Who.
Yeah. A lot of people have come from the shows that are doing big movies now. So yeah, I'm not against it. The trailer looked good. Whether I'm going to invest time in it, I'm still not convinced that. It's not that I need the convincing. It's if I'm on a vacation and it's on, I'll watch it. Otherwise, I got other stuff going on, unfortunately.
Yes. I mean, I was kind of surprised how my mom watched the first 2 seasons when she came back for a business trip. So it's a pretty easy fast through with this season. It's not like Game of Thrones, where there's 8 seasons and there are more episodes. Well, from 1 to 6, but because 7 and 8 is a little bit shorter. But I mean, even that we got finished by the end of before the beginning of August last year, which I was shocked. So
This is season 3 of House of the Dragon?
Yes. So I mean, and I say before to your son right now, just it's a prequel show, so it does a good job of informing you what is going to happen in the original show. When I saw, the original show with my mom for the first time, I was like, oh, okay, I like the houses and like the locations. It's like it's all there in this season. It's just like, it's just different time and the different power structure that's going on compared to the original show. So that's what happened. But stick with the X-Men, really. To be honest. X-Men is the Game of Thrones of stuff. Awesome. Thank you guys for reacting to that one. So last one, the last for this stream is going to be Godzilla Minus Zero. Yes. I totally forgot. It came out, I think, couple months ago. I forgot to react it, and so I want to react to this great first -1 great Godzilla movie. You're a big fan of Godzilla franchise from Toho company from Japan. Fantastic franchise. It's not the MonsterVerse I'm talking about. This is the Japanese, the OG Godzilla. And -1 was a great reboot. It was one of the best movies of 2023 and won the best Oscar for the visual effects in 2024 with the Oscars. And they announced the sequel, which I was surprised, and it's coming out this year in November, I think I checked, or October, something like that. This trailer will show the dates. Before I show the trailer, you guys, did you seen -1?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I seen it like 4 times.
Awesome. Yes, I only saw the one time in theater before it got right out, which is crazy. I'm gonna do a live stream review in August for my birthday, maybe, because I need to review that before the new sequel. Jeff, I think I remember you haven't seen -1, right? Or
no, I saw it in the theater.
Oh, in theater, right. Yeah. So, very excited. Any thoughts? -1, do you like it? Dislike it? What up?
It's really good. Yeah.
Awesome.
I like it.
I
didn't know.
Sure. I didn't know. Well, they didn't know. I know. I mean, somewhat. I can't remember things, sir. I got a lot of things on my plate now. All right, let's do the 0 and get the hell out of here. Oh, so excited. There's a big twist too. Shocking. Right now. Yeah, 11:06. Very quick, short teaser. Oh my God, Godzilla is going back to New York. I thought we would never remember the awful Mafia Project 1998 film, but the Japanese version is gonna go to New York and say we're do it better and destroy New York for real. Yeah, that's the short teaser trailer. I love it. Sort of sweet. Don't know what's going on with that gravity thing. That's so weird. I don't know if there's gonna be another monster here. Yeah. So, just starting with you, Jeff. Your thoughts on the teaser trailer? I know it's short, but anything you want to point out?
Just looks. I'm excited, like like everybody else after the first movie, and that looks really cool. Godzilla looks huge, and yeah, that like interdimensional, warp shit that's going on or whatever in the trailer is crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's like similar to Hollow Earth from the MonsterVerse, somewhat.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
something like that, or the Legacy of Monsters show. But yeah, you guys, room upstairs, starting with you, Bird. Your thoughts on the teaser trailer?
Sorry. Yeah, like I said, I loved -1, and this one looks like it's going to bring just as much. There's not a lot that's going on, and a lot of speculation. Like you said, that weird gravity thing. Like, I mean, it mentions that there's a new threat, so who knows if that's what that is. It's the same color of the Godzilla breath used in the MonsterVerse.
Yeah. Well, in general, Godzilla too.
Yeah, even in -1, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it has anything to do with Godzilla or is a new thing. Him coming to America, that's gonna be wild. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I don't know if he's gonna go have a talk with our president or what his plans are. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. And I mean, the monster movies I even love. So yeah, we did a whole little dive into some Godzilla movies a couple years back, and we really got into Godzilla. So looking forward to these movies. I like the MonsterVerse for just fun and explosion type movies, and I like these Toho ones for like more substance, more dramatic movies.
Yeah, they're art, and MonsterVerse is popcorn junk.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, but they're both fun in different ways, I think.
Yeah,
I like them both.
Yeah. I mean, I was so impressed by -1. As soon as I heard they were doing another one, the exact same crew and everyone, I was like, I don't even need a trailer. I would go watch it without watching a trailer. Watch this, is like, I don't need another trailer. I would go watch it right now if I could. Obviously, I'm excited for it. I am interested because I think, at least for me, I didn't expect a lot out of -1. Maybe because I was so used to the MonsterVerse movies. And so going into it being as good as it was like, whoa, this is amazing. This is crazy. So I'm interested now because I think we're all kind of expecting something really good from this movie. And so I don't know. I don't think it's going to be bad based on anything that they've said or shown. But I'm interested to see if they kind of play with that at all, maybe, or if our expectations going into it being different are going to make people have a different reaction. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be interesting.
Yeah, it could be interesting.
I'm super excited. Like a weird gravity thing happening.
That girl's back.
Yeah,
the guy's back.
Yeah, everyone's back. That obviously the New York reveal, like you can do so much with the atomic bomb monster going to where the atomic bomb came from. Like there's so much cool stuff you can do there, and I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm ready for the ride.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I mean, Godzilla always goes through this phase where it's serious or campy, serious again, or more campy. And then you got the goddamn 98 film and whatever that was. And then it went back to, Japan. And then after that,
on that Godzilla 98 movie, I contend that if that movie was called Giant Lizard Attacks New York, it would have been a good movie.
True.
But because it's Godzilla, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. That's why the 2014 Godzilla movie from the MonsterVerse was good. It respected the lore,
right.
And I mean, like that was funny. Like that started like kind of serious, and then all of a sudden it just came into a campy, monster kaiju kind of film franchise, and so that's why it was surprising when -1. Like it was it was a throwback to the original Godzilla film from '54, where it was more serious and it, discussed more of the Japan's relation with nuclear war and the war in general that affected them, and I was really surprised about that. And during that time, the blooming budget was a big ridiculous thing with blockbusters. The fact that that movie was a small budget, 15, I remember $1 million, and like that was impressive because the effects there was like $1 million.
Really good.
Yeah, so that was the thing that was impressive about -1. So yeah, I'm like very excited for this one. I'm happy at that's something that that's traditional with the franchise that goes over there in Japan. There's always like a consistent team with the different areas of Godzilla. So I was kind of expecting that the team from -1 would come back, and thankfully they are. And hopefully they address a couple of things like the wife had that black thing in her neck that was like growing.
Yeah.
Like hopefully we address that,
Mhm.
and so and some of the rumors about the monster, the new one, like a lot of people bring up the more like iconic ones, like what was it? Monster Zero could be possibly entering in this new version, like a more grounded version of the Monster Zero. Maybe, or there's there's a couple ones like Rodan, maybe, I don't know, but I can see the possibility of making a new monster, really, for Godzilla to fight, and bringing, like, merging the King of Monsters and merging this more grounded Godzilla reboot that we got with -1. So that's where I'm at right now with the speculation. It could be either the iconic kaijus from the franchise coming into this new version, or this could be a new monster we're seeing that they're creating for this like new universe,
Yeah.
So and it's weird because we're gonna get the new Godzilla con movie next year, Supernova. So I mean, the reason that last movie did so well is because it was coasting with the huge success of Godzilla -1 and how popular it was. So I wonder how this sequel will affect that one coming out next year. Curiously, but yeah, but that's all, folks. That's the trailer reactions. Thank you, everyone, for just sticking with me doing the trailer reactions. Thank you so much. Just let's start with me and Jeff with the MC Bliss content. Get that over with. So this Wednesday we're back again to do Spider Noir review episode 2. I guess I'm Monterey. That this week,
Cyber,
I guess.
I think.
Cyber. Okay, Cyber. So I'm gonna do it next week then. And then Friday, you have to remind me. It's a movie review.
Argo.
Argo.
Ooh,
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it last Friday. Unfortunately, had to commit another commitment. So that's our content week for MC Bleeding Edge. Please support us and watch those live stream reviews of TV and movie. Let me pull you guys up. I already have your channel here. The room upstairs. These guys have a really awesome channel you need to check out. Hopefully you can see here. Okay. Can you see your channel?
Yes, right now.
Okay, so talk right now. I'm gonna move it around to.
Okay.
Yeah. Before you guys are done.
Yeah, so yeah, we're the Room Upstairs podcast. You can search us by the Room Upstairs. Make sure to put podcast in there, or else other stuff comes up. We're on YouTube, or you can just listen to us on whatever podcast apps. But yeah, we battle out movies. It's myself and my son, like Andres has mentioned, his uncle, and another friend of ours. 4 of us, we get together and we battle out some movies. We'll take an original and a remake and contrast them. We have a voting system that we use to figure out which movie is the better movie. Anything else you want to say on that?
We haven't put anything up for a while, just because prior commitments, life comes up. You know how it is. But we should be within the next month, finally releasing our next episode. Here's hoping.
Yeah.
Don't want to make any promises, but it is really fun. We occasionally have smaller battles that we do, and we 100% will go on tangents about things entirely unrelated.
That is true. Yeah. But the next movie, you want to go ahead and tell them which one?
Yeah, we're currently planning on redoing our Manchurian Candidate episode.
Oh, really?
The Denzel Washington movie from, what is it, 2000 something?
2001, I think it came out.
2001, yeah.
Yeah.
And the 50s Frank Sinatra Manchurian Candidate movie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
Both are great movies. So if you guys like movies, check those out and then battle them with us. It's going to be fun.
Yes, I was tempted to see the 2001 because Denzel and Meryl Streep's in that movie, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Liev Schreiber's in it too.
Yes. I gotta stop sharing right now. But yes. Yeah, very interesting because it's directed by the late great Jonathan Demme, who did The Silence of the Lambs in Philadelphia, the Tom Hanks the AIDS movie, which is really, really good. Sadly, he's not with us. He passed away like a long time ago. I heard this version is pretty good. The remake, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it'll be a good battle. It'll be fun. And whenever we're not doing podcasts, we've got shorts and we've got stuff that we post on our social medias. So we're always active. We're just not always podcasting. Yeah. Or we're hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And I just want to say thank you for coming tonight. It's great to see you, Tall. Thank you for coming tonight for Civil War. Bird, it's always a pleasure to talk to you about movies and join this channel.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. And it's always good to have another people in this live stream view. So I've been trying to do more of that as of late. So hopefully I can get my other host that used to help me with other pods. Hopefully he can come back in this June. And speaking of June, I already planned out the live stream views. I'm going to do Mission Possible is going to be the next live stream view for June. And the Fast and Furious, the first entries of these franchise, because they're fun. They're very unique compared to their other entries, especially Fast and Furious. But they still have the family. They still had their argue in the beginning of that movie. I'm like, except for Corona, maybe I need to rewatch that movie. I don't know. Corona was still popular at that time, but anyway, so those are going to be our new June movie live stream views from my channel, Andreas Pop Culture Channel Presents. But meantime, please enjoy the last May live stream views we did. I can't remember what was the last one we did. Top Gun, and this Captain America Civil War 10th anniversary. So thank you guys for joining us. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys soon. Ciao. And the live stream.